Good afternoon. Welcome back for Eagle Baseball here on the Conway Christian Sports Network. Conway Christian coming into today's game 7-3 overall, 2-0 in league play, taking on the Greers Ferry Westside Eagles, who entered today's game at 8-4 overall. A non-conference matchup today. As we get ready to start, we'll take a look around the Eagle defense. On the mound for Conway Christian going to be Creed Hildebrand, the freshman. Behind the plate is the sophomore Reese Post. At first base, Kyle Kane, the senior. Isaiah Brister starting at second base, the sophomore. Xander Stone, another senior, starting at shortstop. Kendall Willis, the sophomore, at third base. Out in the outfield, Josiah Achan gets a start in left. He is a sophomore. Hudson Wheeler, the start in center field, another sophomore. And out in right field is going to be Preston Elliott, the senior. It looks like Creed has gotten all his warm-up pitches in, and we are ready for first pitch between Conway Christian and Westside Greers Ferry. Creed getting his second start on the season, going to be his third game of action. He's gone 6 2/3 so far on the year. Not giving up an earned run. First pitch is outside for a ball. He's got 4 strikeouts, no walks, no earned runs in his 6 2/3 innings pitched. That ball grounded to the right side to Brister at second base. Gloves it, throws to first, and that's the first out of the inning. So one away here in the first. That'll bring up for Westside Graham. I only have last names for Greers Ferry, so I apologize for that. Graham's going to watch the first pitch for ball 1, and then that one's pumped in there for a strike. So the count evens up at 1-1. That pitch going to miss inside to make it 2-1. 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed to make it 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one fouled back. We'll make it 3-2. So full count, one away here in the first inning. 3-2 pitch that misses inside, and a 1-out walk for Westside. We'll put a runner at first base. Gonna bring up Matthews. 1-0 pitch, foul back to the backstop, makes it 2-0, or 1-1, excuse me. One pitch, runner takes off. It's fouled back again, and it's now 1-2. Hildebrand steps off and gives a look back to the runner over at first base. No throw. So we'll reset. He comes set from the stretch. Comes home. Here's the pitch. That's flied into left field. Achan giving chase at the wall. And it's off the wall. That's going to be extra bases. Achan throws it in to Stone. Runner coming home from third. Slides into the plate. And he's going to be in safely. Gets past post And the hitter Matthews is going to advance to third base. So an RBI double from Matthews. He advances on the throw. And Westside's got the early lead. Hard hit line drive with 2 strikes off the wall under the scoreboard out there in left field. And with 1 away here, Greers Ferry leads Conway Christian 1-0. Still 1 away. And a runner out there at third base, 90 feet from home. First pitch swung on and missed for strike 1. 0-1 pitch, spots it on the outside corner for a called strike 2. So Hildebrand trying to bounce back here after that hard hit RBI. Gets ahead quickly 0-2. Pitching from the windup. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swings and misses in the dirt. Post tags him out at the plate. And Krieg gets his first strikeout of the game. As we've now got 2 away. That'll bring up Biddle, the number 5 hitter for Westside. First pitch misses outside for ball 1. 1-0 pitch. Gets the strike call on the outside corner, makes it 1-1. That pitch going to miss down and in, and it's 2-1. Called strike, and with 2 away, the count evens up at 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swings, fly ball left field. Achan gives chase. It's over his head, and that's going to be an RBI double. Achan struggles to pick it up against the fence, gets it in finally. Runner stays there at second base. But another 2-strike hit to the wall in left field. And Westside takes a 2-0 lead here in the first inning. McDermott steps into the box for Westside. Got a runner in scoring position. Fouls the first pitch back to the backstop. So the count 0-1. Hildebrand looking back to second, comes set. Delivers home. Called strike on the outside corner. And he's ahead 0-2. He's gotten into 2-strike count so far this inning. Just 2 of those times he's given up a extra base hit to the wall. See if he can finish it off this time. As he looks back, the runner at second base coming home. The 0-2 pitch swings and misses for strike 3, and that will end the inning. But Greers Ferry strikes first with 2 RBI doubles, and they will lead Conway Christian 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the first. Welcome back to Victory Field here. Bottom of the first, ready to get started. Conway Christian trailing Westside 2-0 as the Eagles get ready to come up to bat here. In the bottom of the first, we take a look at the batting order for the Eagles. Isaiah Brister going to lead things off starting at second base. That'll be followed by Xander Stone, Preston Elliott, Kendall Willis, Reese Post, Kyle Kane, Creed Hildebrand, Josiah Achan, and then Hudson Wheeler. As Brister gets ready to step into the box, final warm-up throw from the Westside pitcher. Hip, the pitcher for Westside. So Brister going to step in here for Conway Christian. We take a look at his season so far, 379 with 1 home run, 9 RBI, has hit exclusively from that leadoff spot. And he will try and jumpstart the Eagles here as they look to rally here in the first inning. First pitch in the dirt at 81 for ball 1. Swings and misses 83 miles an hour on the fastball to make it 1-1. Steps back in. Hit from the windup. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's going to miss outside to make it 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That misses outside. And Brister ahead 3-1 as the Eagles look to get the leadoff man on. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Hip. That's going to miss down and away. And Brister draws the leadoff walk. So that'll bring up the Eagle shortstop, Xander Stone. Hitting .382 on the season. 16 RBI. Leads the way for Conway Christian, at least for those playing today. Brister takes off. That's hit into the gap. It will get down. Brister loses the ball. And so he will stay at second base. So a base hit from Stone on the hit and run, hit in the air. Brister frozen, then just couldn't find the ball. But no harm done as it gets down for a base hit. So the Eagles have runners at first and second, nobody out. And that brings up Preston Elliott, the senior right fielder. Preston hitting .200 on the year, 11 RBI. First pitch to Elliott, fastball in there for strike 1. Gives a look back to Brister at second base. Now comes in, off-speed pitch, grounded left side to the third baseman. He steps on first, gets one. Throw to first is not going to be in time. So fielder's choice gets Brister out at first. And there's one away. That'll bring up Kendall Willis. So one away, runner still at first and second for Willis. First pitch misses away for ball 1. Long look at Stone at second base, comes home. That one's going to be fouled out of play to the right side to make it 1-1. 1-1 pitch, breaking ball swung on and missed. And Willis falls behind 1-2. Going to pick back to second base. Steps back in there safely. And we'll have time here as the catcher going to go out and talk to his pitcher, make sure they're on the same page. So that quick visit box, 1-2 the count, one away in the bottom of the first. And now we're ready to go. So 1-2. Here is the pitch from Hip. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's popped up right behind the plate in foul territory. We'll see if he has room. He does, and he makes the catch. So the catch made. Stone tried to tag up at second base and then thought better of it. Throw down to second was not in time, but it was close. And all that just for the Eagles to be in the same situation they were in, just 2 away now. First and second as Reese Post going to step in. 286 hitter, 5 RBI on the season. Been the Eagles starting catcher for every game this season. He watches the first pitch for ball 1. That 1-0 pitch fouled out of play. And the count evens up at 1-1. Stone, the runner, out at second. Elliott, the runner, at first. As Reese watches the breaking ball outside. He's ahead 2-1 here. The Eagles trying to scratch back a run or two here on the bottom of the first. After Gooseberry put 2 up in their half of the inning. 2-1 pitch called for strike 2. Post steps back in the box. Hip comes set on the mound from the stretch. Breaking ball is fouled off by Post as he stays alive with 2 strikes. Time called by Post in the box. Reset, steps back in. Pitcher gets his sign from the catcher. Comes set, comes home. That's going to be a fastball outside at 86. And the count runs full here with 2 away in the first inning. Three-two pitch. That's going to be down in the dirt for ball 4. The runners were moving with 2 away, but a 2-out walk from Reese Post is going to load the bases as we're going to get time called for a courtesy runner. That's going to be Bennett Foster coming in to run for the catcher post. So we're ready to go. Kyle Kane steps in for the Eagles with the bases loaded. First pitch in the dirt. That's going to get away from the catcher. Stone coming home. He's going to slide in safely. And the Eagles get their first run on a wild pitch to make it 2-1. So 1-0 to Kane. Runners advance to second and third. Stone came in to score. That 1-0 fastball in there for a strike. In the bottom of the first. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Swings and misses. And that is going to end the inning. But a bases loaded wild pitch gets the Eagles on the board. We will head to the second. Greers Ferry leading Conway Christian 2-1. You're watching the Conway Christian Sports Network. Welcome back. We get ready for the top of the second inning. Westside leading Conway Christian 2-1. As let's see, Kite, the center fielder, will lead things off for them. First pitch from Hildebrand swung on and missed for strike one. Second pitch swung on and missed. Looked like a replica of the first one, and Hildebrand quickly had 0-2. Working fast, throws home, swing and a miss, strike three. So 3 pitches, 3 strikes swinging. And the leadoff man is out. So 1 away here as the second baseman Wallace steps in for Westside. Gonna watch the first pitch high for ball 1. Breaking ball drops in there on the outside corner for a called strike 1. 1-1 pitch called on the inside corner. That's a 77-mile-an-hour fastball, it looked like. And Hildebrand ahead 1-2. He's done a good job getting ahead in counts, getting to 2 strikes. Just struggled in the first inning, finishing batters a couple times as that 1-2 pitch stays inside to even things up. But both RBI doubles came with 2 strikes in the first inning. Does have a couple strikeouts as he gets another one there. A high fastball and a half-hearted hack. As so far, 2 up, 2 down on strikeout, swinging for Westside, and that'll bring up their 9-hole, the right fielder Smith. With 2 away here in the second, Hildebrand, first pitch drops in there for a called strike. Ground ball left side to Willis. He gloves it, takes a bounce off his chest, but he recovers, makes the throw, and he gets the out. So 3 up, 3 down for the Eagles. We will head to the bottom of the second. Westside leading Conway Christian 2-1. Welcome back for the bottom of the second inning. 2-1 Westside leading Conway Christian. As the Eagles come up to bat here for their second time in this game. Creed Hildebrand, the pitcher, going to lead things off for the Eagles. .300 hitter, 6 RBI on the season. He looks to help himself out here to lead this inning off. First pitch grounds it weakly to the right side and foul. So behind 0-1. That one's fouled back out of play. And Creed is behind 0-2. Start this second inning. Hildebrand gets a ground ball through the right side and a leadoff base hit for the Eagles. So good piece of 2-strike hitting there by Hildebrand, and that will bring up the left fielder, Josiah Achan. First pitch, fastball in the outside corner, called for strike 1. Achan getting, I think this is his 3rd start of the season. Got moved up from the junior varsity team a couple weeks ago after some injuries for the Eagles. He watches that 0-1 pitch high for a ball. Picked back to first base. Hildebrand dives back in safely. The 1-1 pitch going to miss outside. And Achan gets ahead 2-1. Here's that 2-1 pitch. Going to be a fastball at 81 down the middle. And the count evens up at 2-2. Good speed out there at first base with Hildebrand. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's a fastball that stays up high, and the count is full. We'll see how aggressive Creed is out there at first base. 3-2 count. He's going to take off. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Throw down to second base. Not going to be in time. So a strikeout swinging from Achan, but Hildebrand advances to second on the stolen base. And that'll bring up Hudson Wheeler with a one away here in the second. 269, 8 RBI on the season. Got a runner out there in scoring position in Hildebrand. Pick back to second base, not going to be in time. So here's the first pitch to Wheeler. Swings the liner right back at the pitcher. Gloves it, throws to second, and it's going to be in time. So a liner off the glove. Hildebrand got kind of stuck out there in no man's land, tried to retreat back to second base, unable to do so. And so the fielder's choice gets the out at second base. Wheeler is safe out there at first base. And that'll bring up the leadoff man, Isaiah Brister, who walked his first time up. Wheeler with good speed is going to take off. That one's popped up behind home plate and out of play. So Wheeler, who was running, going to have to jog back to first. Pick to first base is going to be past the first base, and Wheeler gets up. He's going to second. He's going to round second. He's going to third, and he's going to be in there sliding, but could have stood up. So a two-bag error on the pickoff attempt over to first base, and with two away, the Eagles have the tying run 90 feet from home with their leadoff man up to bat. So we'll see if they can take advantage. 0-1 pitch called for strike two. Oh, 2 the count, two away. Here's the pitch, lined up the middle and through for a base hit RBI single from Isaiah Brister, and the Eagles tie the ball game at 2. Good piece of hitting from Brister as he smokes one through the right side. And with two away, Xander Stone going to step in for the Eagles. 1 for 1 on the day with a base hit, scored a run. Brister takes off from first. He's going to be in there. He dives, but he could have walked in as the catcher unable to kind of hold on to the ball there. So runner in scoring position with two away here for Stone. He's going to watch that pitch low, I believe. So the count 2-0. Hip working from the stretch, looks at Brister, comes home. That's going to be spiked in the dirt. Gets past the catcher. Brister's going to scamper over to third. And he's now 90 feet from home. The count runs to 3-0. as we're going to get a mound visit here from the Westside head coach. Gonna bring the whole infield in to talk here. Settle his pitcher down, it looks like. So this inning got started with a leadoff base hit from Creed Hildebrand past the second baseman. And then a strikeout from A-Chan, and then a line drive off the pitcher turned into a fielder's choice where Hildebrand got thrown out at second base. And then an errant pickoff attempt of Wheeler at first base is kind of what sparked things, as he got all the way to third base before Brister knocked him in with a base hit. Brister stole second, now at third base after a wild pitch. And Xander Stone ahead 3-0 here as the mound visit comes to an end. We'll see how aggressive Xander is, or if he just tries to draw a 2-out walk. It looks like he had a chance to, but the umpire gives the pitcher the call on the outside corner, makes it 3-1. He's going to come set. Pitching from the stretch comes home. That's a liner to the right side to the second baseman, makes the play, throws to first, and in the dirt. Nice play by the first baseman over there as he picks it out of the dirt. And that is going to end the inning. But the Eagles tie things up here in the second with a couple of base hits. We'll head to the third inning. Conway Christian tied with Greers Ferry 2-2. You're watching the Conway Christian Sports Network. We get ready to start the third inning. Tie game here at Victory Field between Conway Christian and Greers Ferry Westside. As we start the third inning, Westside going to flip the lineup over. Their pitcher, Hip, going to lead things off. He's 0 for 1 so far today. First pitch drops in there for a called strike one. Here's the 0-1 pitch, breaking ball down in the dirt. 4-1. Line drive into the left center gap. That's going to get down for extra bases. A-Chan and Wheeler giving chase. Wheeler's going to get it. Rounding second, headed to third is Hip. And he's going to hold off right there. So a lead-off triple from Hip. As he has really good speed getting around there. Thought for a second about trying to come home, but good to relay in from Wheeler to Stone. Holds him there at third base. That'll bring up Graham. He walked his first time up and then scored. First pitch is going to miss high for ball one. 1-0 pitch call for strike on the outside corner. As Hildebrand looking to work his way out of this jam in the third inning. Time called. So Graham going to step back in, ready to go. That fastball stays inside to make it 2-1. 3 hits for Westside so far, all been out to the left field. As that's fouled back to the backstop. As Achan has been busy out there trying to run down balls at the wall. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch, grounded softly back up the middle. Stone ranges over, gloves, throws to first. It would have been in time, but it gets past the first baseman. So that's going to go down as an RBI base hit as a run scores to make it 3-2. But a nice effort there from the shortstop, Xander Stone, was just not quite able to finish out the play there. So the runner is safe at first base. Run comes in. That brings up Matthews, who had a 2-strike RBI double his first time up. Watch the first pitch outside for a ball. Here's a pitch that's flown into left field. Achan up against the wall, gets underneath it, makes the catch for the first out. Runner retreats back to first base. And the Eagles get the all-important first out. But another well-hit ball out there to left field. Achan able to make the play. The first baseman, Bailey, steps in. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Look back from Hildebrand as he steps off the rubber. No throw. That's going to be popped behind the shortstop. Stone ranges back just a little bit. Gloves throws to first base. Not going to be in time for the double play, but he does get one out on the pop-up. And the Eagles have 2 away here in the third. As the left fielder, Biddle, will step in. He was another one with an RBI double his first time up down the left field line. He's got a runner on first base with 2 away. A leadoff triple got things started for Westside in this inning. That runner did come in to score on the infield single. Squares to bunt. Throw down to first base. It is in time for the final out. So the back pick from the catcher, Reese Post, gets the runner at first, and that is going to end the inning. But Westside is able to reclaim the lead as we will head to the bottom of the third inning. Conway Christian trails Greers Ferry Westside 3-2. Welcome back. We start the bottom of the third inning. 3-2 Westside leads Conway Christian. As the right fielder, Preston Elliott, will step in to lead things off. 0 for 1 today. Reached on a fielder's choice. First pitch, fastball popped up right side behind the first baseman. It's going to drop foul. So Elliott will make the jog back to the plate behind 0-1. So the 0-1 pitch from the windup comes home. Breaking ball is in there for a called strike 2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3 in the first out of the third inning. That brings up Kendall Willis. Kendall 0 for 1 today. Popped up to the catcher his first time up. Here's the first pitch to him. That's going to miss high for ball 1. One 0 pitch in the dirt makes it 2-0. That pitch in the dirt as well, and Willis gets ahead in the count 3-0. Here's the 3-0 pitch to Willis. That's a breaking ball called a strike. And that looked inside, but he gave it to him on the inside corner. So 3-1 the count. That breaking ball is going to stay well outside. And Willis draws the 1-out walk. So the Eagles get a base runner, and that'll bring up the catcher, Reese Post. Walked his first time up. First pitch, fastball outside for a ball. Runner takes off. That's going to be in there for a strike. Willis steals the bag. So he slides in safely. Throw was well high. Second baseman backing up makes the catch. Counts 1-1 as the runner moves into scoring position. That's going to be called a strike on the inside corner. So it is now 1-2 to Post. Kyle Kane on deck for the Eagles. Fouled into the first base dugout as Post stays alive. Breaking ball does not break and hits Post square in the back as the Eagles, with the one away, have runners at first and second. As we'll pause for a second for Bennett Foster to take over at first base for Reese Post as the courtesy runner. As Kyle Kane going to step in here. He struck out his first time up. But with one away, he's got 2 runners on base. Chance to tie the game. First pitch to Kane. Swings and is going to hit it into right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Willis rounds third base. He's coming home. Throw to the plate is in time. So a base hit from Kyle Kane, softly hit to right field. But Kendall Willis unable to get there. Nice throw in from the right fielder. And the score stays 3-2 as we've now got 2 away. Creed Hildebrand going to step in. He had a base hit his first time up. First pitch called for a strike on the outside corner. So 0-1 with 2 away here. That's a breaking ball. It stays outside. As the Westside faithful moan and groan from the right side of the plate. But it was a ball. And it's 1-1. As that's lined down the left field line and out of play. And Creed going to fall behind 1-2. 1-2, here's the pitch. That's popped up to the left side. It looks like it could stay in play, and it does. The third baseman ranges over and makes the catch. That will end the inning. Eagles threaten in the bottom of the third, but unable to get a run across. We head to the 4th inning. Westside leads Conway Christian 3-2. Welcome back. We start the 4th inning. 3-2 Westside leads Conway Christian. Biddle, the left fielder, is back up at the plate after Reese posted the inning with a pickoff out at first base. So Biddle will step back in. He's 1 for 1 on the day. RBI double in the 1st inning. Fouls the first pitch off to the backstop. Falls behind 0-1. A 1 pitch on the corner for a called strike 2. Biddle thought he was out, but he's only seen 2 pitches. So 0-2 to the leadoff man, Biddle. Did his damage in the first inning with 2 strikes. Middlebrand looking to finish him off. That's a soft little pop-up to the second baseman. Brister, he makes the catch for the first out. As the Eagles get into the bottom portion of the lineup. McDermott, the catcher, 0 for 1, struck out. These next 3 batters went 3 up, 3 down with strikeouts. Their first time's up. That one's fouled out of play. And the count's 0-1. Ground ball left side. Stone comes in at short. Gloves, throws to first. And that's the second out of the inning. Nice play out there by Xander Stone on the run. So 2 away as the center fielder Kite will step in. I believe is his name. First pitch, going to miss high for ball 1. Chiton is the name of the batter. He's ahead 1-0. Swings and misses at the 1-0 pitch. And the count evens up at 1-1. Here's the pitch from Hildebrand. That's going to be down in the dirt. He falls behind 2-1. Swings and misses at the 2-1 pitch, and it's evened up at 2-2. Here's the 2-2 from Hildebrand. Swings and misses for strike 3. Going to have to complete the out at first base. Throws down, and he does just that. So a strikeout from Hildebrand will end the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th as the Eagles look to tie things up. We start the bottom of the 4th here at Conway Christian. As Josiah Aching going to lead things off for the Eagles. Hip still the pitcher for Westside. He's gone 3 innings at 60 pitches right now. Just over 50% strikes as that one's in there for a called strike. Achan struck out his first time up. Watches that pitch in the dirt for a ball. That pitch swung on and missed for strike 2. Strike three, looking for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Hudson Wheeler. Hudson 0 for 1. Reached on fielder's choice. Would eventually come around to score. Watches the first pitch for a strike. That fastball at 79 is going to be outside for ball one. That one down below the knees, and Hudson gets ahead 2-1. Steps back in, pitcher comes set, throws home, breaking ball misses outside, and it's 3-1. Top of the order coming up for the Eagles. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, called for strike two. And the count is full as Hudson retrieves his bat. So full count. Here's the pitch home. Ground ball left side of the shortstop. He gloves, throws to first. And he's off the base. Runner is safe. And we're going to get a conversation from the Westside head coach. And now we're going to have a conversation between the umpires. Try and get a look there. Hard to see. And I doubt you don't typically get calls changed or anything. And it looks like they're going to stick with the call on the field, which was safe for Hudson Wheeler. So an error for Westside. As we're still getting discussion from the Westside coach. And Argue's point, going to be to no avail, but he's going to at least let the umpire know his opinions. So the throw did pull the first baseman off the bag. The coach is, I believe, arguing that he got his foot back in time with the ball, but the umpire said he didn't. Asked for a better angle from the home plate umpire. He said, I didn't have a better look. They stick with the call. So with one away, the Eagles have a base runner, and Isaiah Brister back up to bat for his third time in the game. He's 1 for 1 with a walk and an RBI. Picked back to first base. Wheeler dives back in safely. Another pick attempt to first base. Not in time. You'll remember his last time he got on first, they picked over to Hudson. Ball got past the first baseman, and he got all the way to third base before scoring a run. He'll take off. Throw down to second base is not in time. Gets away from the shortstop. Hudson going to stay put there as second baseman quick to get over there and retrieve the ball. So 1-0 the count. Runner now in scoring position for Brister. And good speed, so base hit likely scores him. That one, a breaking ball down low in the dirt, blocked by the catcher, and it's 2-0. Second baseman holding Wheeler on at second. A look back there, pitcher comes home. Check swing, they say he went around, and it's 2-1. Pick to second base. Wheeler dives back in easily. So he steps back on, comes set. 2-1 pitch comes home. That's going to be below the knees. And the count's 3-1. Westside does have someone warming up in the bullpen down the right field line. 3-1, here's the pitch. That's going to be a breaking ball, down and away, 4-4. So with one away, the Eagles have 2 base runners. As Xander Stone going to step in for Conway Christian. He's 1 for 2, scored a run. Hip at 75 pitches. 43 strikes in those 75 pitches. Gets a called strike on the breaking ball. 4 strike 1. Comes set. Runners take off. That's in the dirt. And they both are going to be safe on the double steal. Ball was in the dirt, so counts 1-1. And Stone, with 1 away, has 2 runners in scoring position, the tying run and the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 4th. Here's the pitch. That ball's going to miss low, and Stone ahead 2-1. And time called at the plate. So we reset 2-1 the count, 1 away here in the 4th. Hudson Wheeler, the runner at third. Isaiah Brister, the runner at second base. Stone is the batter. Breaking ball is going to be inside for ball 3. Preston Elliott on deck. Hip comes set. Looks to third, comes home. And that's going to hit Stone on the foot. Those are always the worst. You're ahead 3 and got 3 balls. You're going to walk anyways, and it hits you. But he's not going to care. Bases loaded, 1 away, as we're going to get a mound visit, and it looks like we're going to get a pitching change. As they do that, we're going to take a break. Here it is 3-2 Greers Ferry leading Conway Christian, but the Eagles threatening here in the bottom of the 4th. Bases loaded, 1 away. We'll be back. We are back. Looks like there is not going to be a pitching change, as Hip will stay out there, try and work his way out of this. He's at 80 pitches. He's walked 4 so far. A couple of hit by pitches. The Eagles looking to break through here in the 4th, as Preston Elliott going to step in. That pitch going to miss inside. Elliott 0 for 2 with a strikeout. That one hit into the air into right field. Hudson going to tag at third. Catch is made. Wheeler coming home. Throw into the plate is going to be way offline. Sack fly from Preston Elliott has tied the game for the Eagles. And Kendall Willis going to step in with a chance to give the Eagles a lead as all runners advanced on the throw. Brister moving to third. Stone tagged at first as well. And with 2 away, Kendall Willis a chance to give the Eagles their first lead of the game. First pitch breaking ball drops in for a strike. Kendall 0 for 1 with a walk so far today. Looking for his first hit. Watches that pitch down and away. Backhanded by the catcher to keep Brister at third base. One is the count. Pitcher comes home. Line drive, that's going to get down for a base hit into right field. Brister going to score. Stone held up at third base. An RBI base hit for Kendall Willis. So the Eagles going to take the lead. We take another look. Hard hit ball over the second baseman from Kendall Willis, his first base hit of the day, and the first lead for Conway Christian of the day. Stone held up at third base, so Willis over at first base. With 2 away, Reese Post going to step in. We'll see what Willis does on the bases. We'll stay right there for now. Called strike on the first pitch. Reese has not registered in that bat yet. Walked, hit by a pitch. Willis delayed still. And he takes second as the throw goes to third base. Stone standing on the bag. Nothing doing there. It was called a strike, so runners now at second and third, but Post behind 0-2 here with 2 away in the bottom of the fourth. Here is the 0-2 pitch. That's in the dirt and blocked. Count moves to 1-2. Kyle Kane on deck. Creed Hildebrand after that. If Reese can keep the inning alive, fouls that to the backstop to keep the things at 1-2. Kyle and Creed both 1 for 2 with base hits in this game. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball stays inside. And it is evened up at 2-2. So 2-2 the count, 2 away here in the fourth inning. Stone the runner at third. Willis the runner at second. Here's the pitch. Swung on, grounded left side to the third baseman. He gloves, throws to first base in the dirt. Not going to make the catch. 1 run scores. Post takes off to second. Willis rounds third. He's going to score. And 2 runs come in as the Eagles push their lead to 6-3 on the throwing error from the third baseman. As that'll bring up Kyle Kane. We get a courtesy runner for the catcher. We take another look here. Soft chopper to the third baseman. Gloves off balance throw. Could not make the pick over at first base. And a couple runs come in. So Conway Christian now jumps ahead 6-3 as Kane going to watch the first pitch breaking ball on the outside corner for strike 1. That fastball misses outside to even things up at 1-1. Second error of the game for Greer's Ferry. Breaking ball stays inside to make it 2-1. They had the error on the pickoff attempt and then that throwing error right there. 4 runs so far for the Eagles here in the fourth. Bennett Foster is the runner out at second base as they look to try and add on to that lead. Kyle Kane 1 for 2. Breaking ball is called a strike as that looked to be up and in, but called it a strike, gave it to him. It's 2-2 now. Two-two pitch, fouls it off the catcher. And we'll have time called here. Not sure where that hit him, but he is in some pain. I think it got him on the inside of his knee. Right on the inside where I guess that padding kind of softens up or just doesn't wrap right there. So he looks to get to his feet. Walk it off a little bit. Yeah, he's pointing to that right knee on the inside. His gear kind of, I guess, rolled around a little bit, and that ball caught him in just the right spot. So as he walks it off, Kane's still up to bat. He's behind 2-2 here with 2 away as the umpire makes a slow stroll back to home plate, giving the catcher some time to recover. Catcher says he's good to go, so Kyle going to step back in here. Heavy dose of breaking balls to Kyle on this at bat. We'll see if he sticks with that. Tries to go back to the fastball. He does go breaking ball, and Kyle able to foul it off again. That time he fouled it off his own leg. So it stays 2-2. Pitcher shakes off the catcher, gives him a nod. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball is going to be looked at and called for strike 3, and that will end the inning. But 4 runs from the Eagles gives them the lead. We will head to the 5th inning. It's Conway Christian 6, Greers Ferry Westside 3. You're watching the Conway Christian Sports Network. We start the 5th inning, 6-3. Conway Christian leads over Westside. 8-1 coming up for the Greers Ferry Eagles. Second baseman Wallace 0 for 1 with a strikeout. His first time up. Creed Hildebrand back out on the mound for Conway Christian. First pitch called strike 1. Creed so far, 4 innings, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk, giving up 3 runs on 4 hits. Swung on and missed for strike 2. He's at 59 pitches now, 41 of them strikes. As he's ahead now 0-2, now 1-2, as that one misses outside. 1-2 pitch comes home. Breaking ball that stays up and in. The count evens up at 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's going to be called for strike 3 on the outside corner. And the Eagles get the first out of the inning. 5th strikeout for Hildebrand today. And that'll bring up the 9-hole there, right fielder Smith, 0 for 1. As he watches the first pitch for a called strike. That 0-1 pitch going to be down in the dirt. Looked on for ball 1. Top of the order due up for Westside. Now that's who's really been doing the damage for them. Bottom of the order has not done much. That one, though, is lined into left field for a base hit as we speak. Announcer's curse, I guess. As a rope into left field gets Westside their first base runner of the inning with 1 away. And top of the order coming up in Hip, he's 1 for 2. Led the last inning off with a triple pickoff to first base, not in time. So Hildebrand pitching from the stretch comes home. That's in there, or excuse me, that's called a ball. Aggressive lead out there at first base on the secondary lead. Post gave him a look. Doesn't throw down. Got a left-handed batter, so that makes it a little bit more difficult. That's going to miss down and away, and it's 2-0. Pick to first base. Not in time. But getting closer and closer. Outfield shifted around to the right a little bit. Infield playing straight up. Base runner takes off. Throw down to second is a little wide. Might have been in time, but it just brought Stone too far to the second base side of the bag. And so the runner moves into scoring position. The count's 3-0. Pitch is going to be inside. A 4-pitch walk. Puts runners now at first and second. That brings up Graham, the third baseman. He's 1 for 1 with an RBI. Still 1 away here in the top of the 5th. The Eagles got a 3-run lead. Looking to hang on to that. Called strike. Big secondary lead out there from the runner at second base. Oh, 1 pitch. That's going to miss high for a ball. Looks like we got a wasp on our camera up there. So steps back in, but Hildebrand going to step off. Better steps back in. Hildebrand comes home. That's in the dirt, blocked by Post. Keeps the runners where they're at. Count moves to 2-1. Pick back attempt from Hildebrand. No throw, just walked him back to the bag. Gives an extra look. Now comes home, swings and misses for strike two. Big at bat here with Matthews, a hard-hitting shortstop on deck. Hildebrand going to step off and cycle back through his signals. Matthews, who's on deck, 1 for 2, got an RBI on a double to left field his first time up and flew out to the wall his last time up. That one swung on and missed for strike three, a huge strikeout from Hildebrand. And there's 2 away here in the 5th. The Eagle dugout talking to Josiah Achan out there in left field, letting him know both times coming your way. Be ready. Achan been busy out there in left field. But 2 outs now after that big strikeout from Creed. First pitch comes home. That misses outside for ball 1. One 0 pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. Makes it 1-1. When 1 pitch comes home, that's going to be called a ball outside. Makes it 2-1. Here's the pitch. Soft grounder right side. Hildebrand comes off the mound, dives, makes the play, throws to first, and that is going to end the inning. So nice job by Creed Hildebrand with his arm and with his glove there to get out of his own jam. We will head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Conway Christian leading Greers Ferry Westside 6-3. You're watching Eagle Baseball on the Conway Christian Sports Network. Welcome back. We get ready for the bottom of the 5th inning. Eagles looking to add on to their 3-run lead late in this ball game. Creed Hildebrand going to lead things off for Conway Christian, the Eagle pitcher. He's 1 for 2 today. Got a new pitcher for Greers Ferry Westside. Looks like their shortstop, Bo Matthews, going to move to the mound, switches places with Hip, who moves to shortstop. First pitch from him was a ball. Second pitch going to be a ball as well. And Creed ahead 2-0. 2-0 pitch. That's going to be in the dirt. And he's ahead 3-0. Here's the 3-0 pitch. That's going to miss inside, and Hildebrand draws a 4-pitch leadoff walk for Conway Christian. That'll bring up the sophomore left fielder, Josiah Achan. Josiah 0 for 2 today with 2 Ks. Hildebrand takes off from first, and he's going to steal the base with no throw. So now with nobody out, runner moves into scoring position. That pitch was a ball. So 5 straight balls to start here from Matthews. He works from the stretch, comes home. That's going to stay high. Hildebrand takes off to third, and he's going to steal third base. So Hildebrand draws a walk and then quickly gets over to third base using his great speed. Achan ahead 2-0 now. Nobody out. That pitch going to stay up and in. Oh, we called it a strike. So it is 2-1. First strike for Matthews. That stays down in the dirt. So 3-1. Fastball going to stay high, and Achan draws the walk, so now runners at the corners with nobody out as Hudson Wheeler going to step in. Hudson 0 for 2, but has reached base both times, reached on a fielder's choice and an error, so he scored both times he's been up. Achan with good speed at first base, gets a lead. Stays right there. That pitch is a ball. So far, Matthews, 10 pitches, just 1 strike. And that one was a questionable strike at that. Achan takes off. That's high. Catcher didn't realize he caught the ball, it looked like. So Achan takes second without a throw. Counts 2-0. As Matthews continues to struggle finding the strike zone. Nobody out, runners at second and third for Hudson Wheeler. He's going to ground that to the left side. Third baseman gloves, throws to first base. Run going to score. Throw is wide of first, so Hudson going to reach for the third time. 0 for 3, but has reached base safely every time. Third error for Greers Ferry as Hildebrand comes in to score, makes it 7-3 Conway Christian. And Isaiah Brister going to step back in. 1 for 1 with an RBI and a run, 2 walks today. Achan advanced to third base on the play. Wheeler takes off, going to steal second without a throw. As count is now 1-0. Matthews still just 1 strike thrown on 12 pitches. Line drive in right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. RBI for Isaiah Brister. Throw into the catcher. Brister's going to take off to second Wheeler holds up at third. Brister takes second on the throw, and it's 8-3 Conway Christian. And that'll bring up Xander Stone. A3 Eagles. Nobody out still here in the inning. That pitch called a strike. It was high. Taking a look at Brister's RBI base hit into right field. That one's going to miss inside. Gets past the catcher. Going to get to the backstop. He can't find the ball. Hudson scores. Brister in a very aggressive turn at third base, but he holds up there. 9-3 Eagles now. As Brister at third base, Stone at the plate. 1-1 the count. Xander 1 for 2, scored twice. That's going to hit him on the elbow, and another free base for the Eagles with the runners on the corner, and we're going to get a visit from the Westside coach, and it looks like we're going to have another pitching change as Matthews just could not find the strike zone today. So nobody out here in the field. We're going to take a break. Eagles have extended their lead to 9-3, and they are still batting here in the fifth. We'll be back after this pitching change. You're watching the Conway Christian Sports Network. All right, we are back. New pitcher for Westside. The Eagles leading 9-3 here in the bottom of the fifth. Still nobody out. Runners at first and third. Brister, the runner at third. Stone, the runner at first. As Preston Elliott going to step into bat. for Conway Christian. Stone going to take off. High fastball inside. No throw as he got away from the catcher. So now 2 runners in scoring position. After Stone swipes second base. Elliott 0 for 3 with an RBI. Sac fly his last time up. That foul back to the backstop to make it 1-1. New pitcher for Greer's Ferry is Duncan. One the count, nobody out here in the 5th. That's going to go well behind Elliott to the backstop. Brister races home, dives back in safely to make it 10-3 Conway Christian. Aggressive base running from Brister. Take another look at it here. As that ball got to the backstop. Got a good bounce right back to the catcher, but Brister able to just get a hand in there to make it 10-3 Conway Christian. Stone at third, and we're going to get a balk call here as Stone will come on in to make it 11-3 Conway Christian. Still nobody out, and the bases are clear. So a wild pitch and a balk have brought in the most recent 2 Eagle runs. Elliott fouls that off himself at the plate. Counts 2-2. That pitch is going to be in the dirt to make it 3-2 as Elliott loose to reach base and restart things for the Eagles here in the 5th. Here's the 3-2 pitch, line into left field. That's going to be a base hit for Preston Elliott. And the Eagles once again have another base runner as Kendall Willis going to step in to bat. Kendall 1 for 2 with an RBI today. Elliott gets his lead out there at first base. Willis does represent the winning run right now as the Eagles 2 runs away from the run rule. Nobody out here in the 5th. Runner takes off in the dirt, scooped up, thrown to second base. Not going to be in time. It was on the shortstop side of the bag. As the Eagles steal another base. th stolen base for the Eagles so far today. That ball's in the dirt. Two the count. Here to Willis. Runner in scoring position. That stays inside to make it 3-0. As Westside just struggling to find the zone this inning. The Eagles showing good patience when they have swung and they've put the ball in play with some hard base hits. Willis going to call time. Elliott is the base runner out at second base. Here's the 3-0 pitch, swinging, and that's going to get through the pitcher to the shortstop. He loses the ball and his hat. So another error from Westside, their 4th of the game. Tough play, but a makeable play from the shortstop. He just bobbles the ball. Well, I guess we'll see how they ruled that, if that was a hit or an error. Looks like they're going to call it. And by they, I mean the Maddox Jones, keeping the book for the Eagles. They're going to call it a hit for Kendall. So an infield single puts runners on the corners, nobody out, as Reese Post going to step in. After that pitch misses. Reese 0 for 1 with a walk. And a hit by pitch. Willis taking off. And he's going to be out. So Kendall trying to get the jump, took off a little early and is thrown out at second base. So the first out of the inning. Reese ahead 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's going to catch the inside corner to make it 1-1. That's going to be a base hit over the second baseman for Reese Post. Run's going to come in. And it is 12-3 Conway Christian. Kyle Kane stepping in. We'll get time here for the courtesy runner. Bennett Foster coming in. It does look like they called that the ball from Kendall an error, so that is the 4th error of the game for Greers Ferry. First pitch outside, gets past the catcher. Bennett going to advance to second on the pass ball. And the winning run is at second base now for Kyle Kane. Kyle 1 for 3, 2 strikeouts, and a base hit. Base hit here with likely in the game. And it gets a lead. Pitch is in there for a called strike on the outside corner. And it's 1-1. Hildebrand on deck. He led things off this inning. Pick to second base, not going to be in time. Six runs across already for the Eagles here in the 5th. Pitch home to Kane. That stays up and in to make it 2-1. That's in the dirt, blocked by the catcher. That keeps Foster there at second base. Count runs to 3-1 to Kane. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swung on and missed on the inside fastball, and it's 3-2. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swung on, popped up. Pitcher and first baseman converge. Pitcher makes the catch. And that's the second out of the inning. As Creed Hildebrand is going to step back in, 1 for 2 with a walk today. As he tries to get one more base hit for Conway Christian to try and wrap this game up. Look back to second. Now he looks home. Here's the pitch. That's a ball outside. One-0 pitch misses inside to make it 2-0. Two-0 pitch in the dirt, blocked by the Westside catcher. It's 3-0 as the ball gets away from the pitcher, but no harm done there. 3-0 the count to Hildebrand here with two away in the fifth. So the Eagles looking to end the game. Be a run rule. That pitch going to miss down and away. And a two-out walk from Hildebrand. We'll put runners at first and second. And it looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter for Conway Christian. We'll see who that is. So it looks like it's going to be Tyson James who's going to pinch hit for Josiah Achan. So two away, runners at first and second. Tyson James is going to get his first at bat here in this game. Tyson's got 2 plate appearances so far this season. Has not registered a hit yet. First pitch in the dirt, partially blocked, and then bounced back into Tyson at the plate. So ball one, runners stay put. Bennett Foster, the runner out at second. Creed Hildebrand, the runner at first. That one grounded right side of the second baseman. He's going to glove, throw to first, and it's going to get past him. And Bennett Foster going to come home to score, and that's going to be the end of the ball game. So the 5th error of the game, a throwing error from the second baseman, and Conway Christian is going to walk away with a win. 13-3 is the final. We'll take a quick break and be back to recap the game. Final score, your Eagles take down Greers Ferry Westside 13-3. Welcome back. Conway Christian with the non-conference win over Greers Ferry Westside to move to 8-3 on the season. Let's go back through the game and give you some stats. Westside jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the first. The Eagles answered with a run of their own in the bottom of the first and then tied it up in the second before Westside would regain the lead in the top of the third. 3-2, Conway Christian would gain their first lead in the bottom of the fourth inning. They put up 4 runs in the fourth and then 7 runs in the fifth to end this one in a 10-run, 5-inning run rule win, 13-3 over Greers Ferry Westside. 8 hits for Conway Christian, 5 for Westside, and the big story, 5 errors in the field for Westside, none for the Eagles. That was the difference. Creed Hildebrand gets the win, a complete game, 5-inning, 7 strikeouts, gave up 3 earned runs, and 2 walks. Like I said, the 5 hits. That's the second straight complete game for Conway Christian after Isaiah Brister went 7 complete innings earlier this week against Bigelow. So that's helpful for the Eagles, who have a back-to-back with another game tomorrow against Clinton. At the plate, Brister went 2 for 2, scored twice, had 2 RBIs. Xander Stone scored 3 times. He went 1 for 2. Elliott with an RBI and a run, went 1 for 4. Kendall Willis, an RBI and a run. Reese Post with an RBI. Kyle Kane with a base hit. Creed Hildebrand with a base hit. Every single Eagle batter reached base either by hit or by error of some kind or by walk. So everyone that came up to bat did get on base. Hudson Wheeler had 3 runs scored. He reached base all 3 times. Went over 3, got on a fielder's choice, and then 2 errors is how he reached base and would come around to score each time. So Conway Christian advances to 8-3 on the season. They are 3-0 in conference play. They've got another game tomorrow afternoon here at home. They take on Clinton in another non-conference game to close out the week. And then a big week of baseball next week, as they will host Southside on Tuesday in a battle for first place in the conference, and then a game against White County Central and then Mount Vernon and Nola later on. That'll wrap up conference play. The Eagles are a couple big wins away, or 2 wins next week, and they would wrap up the 1 seed heading into district, which would automatically qualify them for the regional tournament. But that's a week away. They got another game tomorrow against Clinton. We will be back tomorrow with the call, so we hope you join us either here in person at Victory Field, or if you can't do that, you can catch us again on YouTube for the live stream. That's going to do it for today. Again, your final score here at Victory Field, your Conway Christian Eagles 13, Westside 3, Eagles with the win. We appreciate you joining us. This has been Eagle Baseball on the Conway Christian Sports Network.